And we're live. Hey, everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast. I'm on the other side of Chris, who now is on my left, your right. I had to think about that because I,
Which is weird.
I know, isn't it?
Although we usually sit at like food joints this way, so maybe it's not as weird as I think.
What do you mean? We don't sit on the corner. Well, anyway.
Don't know why we're not going here.
Well, maybe it takes a while and there's a delay. I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks like we're live. The thing says we're live. They have to watch a commercial because we are monetized. And monetization is actually going pretty well. But let's talk a little bit about what's been going on in the shop this week. And I got a few other things we need to discuss before we get to the topic today, which I think is going to be very popular. And do you know why I think it's going to be very popular, Chris?
I do know why.
Because I stole it from Philip McKnight. I need to call that guy because we met him at the NAMM show, and I told him I would, and we just haven't. I haven't talked to him. So I really should. I should contact him.
Mm-hmm.
Because we could talk to him about, well, a couple things, and we'll get to that down the line here. But how are you today, Chris? Oh, hold on, everybody. I can't believe I missed the opportunity to say that the lovely and talented Mrs. Toast is with us today, and I totally spaced it out. And there are legions of her fans who now want blood.
Why do they want blood?
Because I forgot to say that you were here. And I was
think it's
almost
really-
ready to get started with the podcast proper, and then, yeah.
I don't think anybody really noticed.
Oh, they're going to want blood.
They are.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of comments right now about what blood they want. So, anyway, how are you both today for the podcast?
I'm good.
Yeah, how about you, Mrs. Toast?
All right.
All right, okay. Cool story, you guys. We went to a big boy party last night. The three of us did. At our friend Sonia's.
With adults and everything.
Yeah. And
no
there was
kids,
no
balloons.
rocking out or anything. I don't party with kids. So I guess what I mean is I didn't go to bed at 9 o'clock last night. But somebody in my neighborhood, their fucking car alarm went off at like 11:30, and I was already asleep. And I hear, and it went for like long enough for me to put on pants and go out there and holler at the guy. And then like an hour later, these like diesel engines just going in my street. And I'm like, are the garbage men here on a Saturday night? Nope. Look out the window, 2 full-size fire engines. So if anybody out there is a firefighter or is an EMT or something, let me know what that means when 2 full-size rigs pull up to a residential area late at night. It can't be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. So I hope my neighbors
You
are
said
okay.
you saw a gurney or something.
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
the neighbors were having a party. There was a big cheer when the car alarm got turned off.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Anybody out there who knows, let me know too. So there's so much stuff going on in the shop. I know I say that every time, but this week we have 10 Beetle Kill Pine bodies to make for Chris at Gravity Music. And that's going to be a big day. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually just buy like, what would we say, like 50 or 60 board feet of Beetle Kill Pine?
Yeah.
And we're going to make his 10, and whatever we have left over, we're going to, we'll sell. Maybe we'll do another Christmas promotion. Now, I know it's a little early to start thinking about Christmas, but we don't really have a Halloween promotion.
No, and I saw Christmas stuff in a store the other day.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
It was at Lowe's.
Door.
Mm.
No.
And they were putting out Halloween stuff and Christmas stuff at the same
Dang,
time.
I guess that's just the way it goes.
Thanksgiving can go suck an egg.
Well, if anyone's interested in a Beetle Kill Pine body, we're gonna be swimming in the stuff. We're gonna be silly with it.
Yeah.
But that was a cool thing. So Chris bought a bunch of bodies from us. He actually bought 13 bodies from us the other day. We only have to make 10 of them, so that's good. And something I'm very, very excited about, Chris, is classes. Classes are filling up, and that's cool. So if you guys want to take a build your own guitar class with Chris and I here at Texas Toast Guitars, there are spaces available for the November class still, but very few. And they're filling up. I'm really excited to do this. I've been working on the syllabus and everything. And my safety lecture. You've been working on yours? Or are you just gonna let me vamp on that?
Yeah, I'll just let you.
Don't forget the paperwork involved.
Oh yeah, there's paperwork.
PPE.
PPE.
For you and me.
There'll be PPE for those guys.
Yeah.
Most of it will be hand tools. So if you want to wear, PPE for using a rasp, but okay. I mean, because there are some things like
you can mess yourself up on a rack.
you absolutely could. You could.
It's not like getting it sucked into a power tool.
No. So that might be an occasion where there are some times where you want to wear gloves in the shop, and sometimes where you definitely don't.
Yeah.
Rasp might be one. Anyway, but we'll cover that at the class, and I'm not giving away class stuff. That's you got to come in. You got to come and take the class.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, to learn the.
Hold on, I have notes written down. Let me get my danger glasses. Oh, I got a salty comment. Oh, Mrs. Toast has my phone though.
Oh, sucks.
So but were you able to? Well, no, never mind. So the salty comment was essentially to my "What Leo Fender Got Wrong" video that I did years ago, and if you guys have watched it, you know that video. Okay, here's what happened. The guy with the salty comment, and I can't read what it was, but it was something about how Leo Fender got it wrong. Yeah, and I'm like, well, you didn't even watch the video because the video just had a clickbait title, and then he went on there. Whoever this guy, I think his name is it was something Fierro was his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was Guy Fieri. No,
I was just gonna say
it was something Fierro, and I'm like, does your mom know you're on the computer? But anyway, that have you seen any salty comments lately? They're few and far between.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. I was thinking there would be some from last week's beer fest.
Oh, there were a few that were like, I wouldn't have drank any of them things.
Well, yeah, not just that, but.
Don actually said I would not have even tasted any of those.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm like, you don't want to piss off Mrs. Toast.
No,
it was 20 minutes of us just drinking beer, basically, not talking about anything but beer.
Yeah.
And when we were done, I was like, well, I can't hardly remember any of that, and I didn't want to watch it all week until I think I watched it yesterday or Friday.
We did get some. We actually got some. Those all suck. You should drink these. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Can never drink the right beer for these people.
Ian told me that he thought that was hilarious. That the video was really funny.
Monkey said that.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, he said he watched it and he really liked it. So that's good.
For some people, this world will never be right.
Yeah, it seemed like there was very little guitar talk.
Yeah.
Last week.
Well, because we were all guitar talked out because it was Texas Toast Days.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the issue.
Is there anything happening on the screen here that?
Well, it took me a while to get to the right screen where I could see the comments.
Yeah.
But so Michael Ayler, ex-firefighter paramedic here, 2 engines, probably residence fire alarm, engine and ambulance serious medical, second paramedic on engine. But there was sight of a gurney.
That's right.
I'm sure it wasn't on fire because you would have seen smoke.
Yeah, or smelled it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was right across the street.
But that was Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, thank you for letting us know that. And you know how, I look out my window, I see just 2 big rigs. There could have been an ambulance down the street. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I doubt that there's a gurney on a fire truck.
Maybe
though.
Michael knows. He's got the
Well,
juice.
it says paramedic on the second truck.
Oh yeah. What else is going down?
So there's some talk about today's subject. I think just between everybody that's in there.
It's about time. Is there anything else we need to do before we get down and dirty to the nitty gritty?
Yes. Just quickly, Oxy brings out a good question right off the bat. Are we talking about actual old guitars or quote unquote new relics? And I think we're talking about new relics.
Yeah, I don't know.
A pretty beat up guitar.
I don't really know what the name of the podcast is.
The name
It's
is
Relic Guitars. Love them or hate them.
Oh, okay. See,
I mean, I think worn battle scars are different than I'm buying this ripped up pair of jeans. Because every freaking ripped up pair of jeans I have has a corresponding scar on my leg.
Well,
go with
but that's a great observation because it just says Relic Guitars. It doesn't say Relict. It says Relic, so it could be like an actual religious thing.
What?
That's what a relic is. Well, it's not necessarily religious, but I think a lot of times they are.
It usually is.
So the
or
notion.
like that thing that Greg almost cracked his head open surfing in Hawaii because
Yes.
the taboo.
Yes.
Ah, I get it.
Yes. So just to say relic guitars, cool or not cool, is one thing, but to say relict.
Well, I don't think there is such a thing as a relic old guitar.
Hey, Jimi Hendrix pissed on this. That would be a relic guitar.
Only, not really.
See, I think of relic
Alright,
as a
fine.
service. Like, here's a new guitar. I'm going to take some chains and beat it. And
Okay, but what about, okay, so we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but what about the guitar that like Hendrix set on fire? I think like Dweezil Zappa has that.
Uh-huh.
That's a relic guitar.
It's a relic
It's not
body.
a relict guitar. Oh yeah, that's right. He
It's
just
the
has
body
the
only.
body.
And
Yeah.
you put it back together.
But that's a
yeah.
guitar relic. Yes?
I guess.
Or anything that like Pete Townshend smashed, or anything that Chris Fesker played in the Aquasonics. Those are all, they all have.
Is that amp count that I went and looked at?
Yeah, tell us about that. I looked at an amp.
Yeah, the end.
The end. No, you went to to Hell's Half Acre to look at Dual Showman this
to
week.
look at a showman that a local band called the Astronauts, who were somewhat famous in the 60s, pretty famous, and in the surf world they're very famous. And one of their old amps popped up for sale, and it's one of the amps that was used by the band in the early days in their famous album cover. The amp is on the cover, and I went and took a look at it for a guy. I don't have that kind of money. I don't really want to buy it.
You have
But-
a Showman though, don't you?
No, not anymore.
Oh, you don't have one?
But it kind of brought up the idea of, you know, what this somewhat famous band, you know, what does their association with an item bring to the table, other than
I think it has to be a
kinda neat.
fairly famous guy to make it.
well,
have
but
any-
in the surf world, the Astronauts are the sound for a lot of people. That's what people chase,
Oh, okay.
is
Alright.
the astronaut sound. And so there it is. There's one of the amps that made that sound on those records.
surf world is tricky.
Well, it's the same with everybody. I mean, you know, just because you don't like it doesn't mean somebody else isn't into it.
How do you know I don't like it?
No, what I'm saying
Oh.
is
The royal
I'm
you.
just the royal you or the royal we or whoever.
I feel like I need to adjust this.
you know.
No, it's
Right.
fine. It's okay. It's all right.
But anyway, yeah.
So the
That's a
Dirty
different-
Knobs chimed in and said it was Eric Fierro. I don't know how he whipped that out of his ass. So
Maybe he
fast.
went
That
and
was
looked at
awesome.
the
Might have
video.
looked it
Yeah,
up.
Eric Fierro doesn't like that. I think Leo
Or
Fender
Derek
got some-
Fierro.
Derek Fierro. That's a cool name.
Derek Fierro.
Derek Fierro. That's not real.
That's his porn name.
That's okay.
So anyway,
So let's go ahead and establish that what we are talking about are not guitar artifacts. Is that a thing?
yes,
Guitar artifacts?
yeah.
So combine guitar and artifact?
Yeah.
Guitar artifact. We're not talking about that. We're actually talking about things that you can buy new that look as though they were old. That's what we mean when we say relic guitars.
And Bam Mosey perfectly eloquates my thought on the whole
Okay?
matter. Guitars should earn their wear scars as they get played. It's the story of their life, their history. Fake Relic is lying about their history, bought by posers.
Okay.
And I'm resisting, yes, bitch, yes. And I'm resisting the urge to kick this fucking tripod over right
Wow, thank you for resisting the urge to
Yeah,
ruin the
with my-
podcast
with my phone on
for Chris
the end of it.
and I and 5 other people. That would just wreck it. You know, I'm going to take a different bent on this. This comes out of left field.
Yeah.
It is my understanding that the guy who kind of spearheaded the whole pre-beat up thing was Keith Richards.
Uh-huh.
And he said he wanted a guitar that didn't feel like a new guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if you're Keith Richards, that's it. Well, you know what though? We're getting back into the whole guitar artifact thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a great name for a new YouTube channel, where we go out and seek out the relics of guitars, like the amp from the astronauts.
Yeah.
Chris and Matt guitar artifacts.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
There's a guy who has Guitarsenal, which is
Yeah.
pretty good. But anyway, so I think that if you're Keith Richards, it's cool. But I think if you're anybody else, it's not cool.
Well, so I, the video that we stole this from,
Yeah.
with the guys, with all four of them, our buddy Ryan from.
I don't think Ryan likes
60
us.
Cycle Hum. I don't think so either.
I think
but
Ryan-
until I find out for sure, I'll keep calling him our buddy.
All right.
His point was, as a performer, you're sort of playing a part from the gear you wear to the music you play, and sometimes to the instrument that you play, and sometimes a guitar that looks older than it is suits that part.
I get that. I mean, no one thinks that the Dallas Cowboys are actually cowboys.
Right.
So
Yeah.
at some point
Yeah.
you're putting on a show.
He actually had a
Yeah.
whole thing about Star Wars and the Millennium Falcon and Hans, Harrison Ford didn't drive that thing around for 20 years, making it look old. Some guys made it look
I
old.
guess that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny. But I think the majority of people that buy guitars that
Yeah.
have been relicked are people that just want a guitar that looks old, because those are the guitars that they cherish or that they strive to own someday, but know that they're never going to be able to own any of those expensive guitars.
The comment section is positively going crazy, you guys. And so, whoever said that the instruments need to earn their scars, I agree with that. And having a worn guitar, especially if it's what was the adage that we coined, the actual, we had some word or some phrase that we called it. It was legit, or maybe it was authentic, actually. Authentic wear. To steal a page from the Gibson playbook. Although I think we had used that before the whole play authentic thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you're playing a pre-beat up guitar that was beat up at the factory, that's not really playing authentic. And I think Mark Agnesi would even agree with that.
Do you still freak out every time you ding it?
No, someone said that too. Like, you don't have to worry about the first scratch after you get like something.
You sure?
But the thing is, I mean, unless you're doing like I want the Eddie Van Halen guitar with the exact same dings that are on Eddie Van Halen's guitar.
Yeah.
That's why I just like used cars. Just buy a used guitar.
You know what I think would be great? Remember there was like a 100 or however there was a few dozen of those Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrats. Remember those? And they were $25,000.
Mm-hmm.
And they were dead ringers for the 1984 Eddie Van Halen guitar. And it had like the exact right date, quarter from the exact mint. And I think there's a missed opportunity there by the EVH Corporation, which is, the subsidiary of Fender. And I think what it should have been is for $1,000 every year, you send us your guitar and we'll update it with all the new things. Because if Eddie Van Halen's playing that thing, there's
It's getting more
gonna
dings,
get more
yeah.
dings and shit. So all those guys have to send their guitar, and you can't miss a year. If you miss a year, you can't like skip one. Like, so if you I'm gonna only send mine in 10 years from now. It's you got to spend $10K to get all those things. You know what I mean? If you want to have the ultimate Eddie Van Halen guitar, because and woe be unto the person who puts a scratch that's not on the original.
That's right.
How much should it cost to get your scratch on your Eddie Van Halen guitar that you paid to look exactly like Eddie Van Halen's?
Updated every year.
No. To get his guitar to get the scratch that you put on yours so that yours now
so
matches
every person
his.
that has one of these
Yes.
guitars has to. Well, then that guitar turns to a pile of dust. pretty
There
much.
should be like a lot more than $1,000 to keep that going. Yeah, you should have to pay another $25,000 to get Eddie Van Halen's actual guitar to get the scratch that you put on yours on there. You know what? This is a missed opportunity for those guys.
It really is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chris is just about to go. Shut
No.
up, Matt.
No. I also saw somebody say that some of the processes of the Relic makes a guitar play better, namely knocking a bunch of finish off the neck and making the neck a little more satin and the fingerboard edges rolled and stuff like that. So
You
some
could-
of that
you could
they-
do that
they
without
play a
having it
little
look
bit.
like
Well,
crap,
yeah,
though,
you can
yeah.
do that too. Yeah.
The funny
well,
thing.
there's good Relic jobs and there's bad Relic jobs, and yeah, there's and there's not a lot of room in between.
No.
You know, there's a few good relics, and there's a whole lot of bad relics.
And it
I
seems to
think.
me like when you see one, the real telling thing to me is if you see more than one of them in a row.
Yeah,
Because then
yeah.
when you see a dozen of them, they all look the same. It's like, well,
Yeah.
what's unique and cool about that?
Yeah, I saw a video with the new Slash double neck,
Uh-huh.
and they had a row of them, and they're all relic. And
Oh,
they all
they're
had
all
the
pre-beat
same.
up?
Yeah, and they all had the same. You know, they barely showed them, but you could still see every single one of them had the same exact
That's awesome.
thing on, and it's like, well, how special is that? Ooh, I got one of the 100 that were sitting
Yeah,
there, you know, because
yeah.
it was at least 50 of them in this picture that I saw, and it's like, well, that's not any more special than just buying one with you know, nice paint and scratching it up yourself over time.
The comment section's totally blowing up because I can see like on the little
Yeah,
screen
go
here,
ahead.
it's just crap.
And
It's
yeah,
overwhelming. I
yeah,
can't keep
yeah.
up.
So, one time that I do think doing a little bit of relic work is kind of cool is if you have an old guitar that's been stripped and needs a refinish, but you don't want the finish, you're going to use all the original parts, and all the original parts aren't pristine, and so you don't want to have a brand new looking body and neck with a bunch of used up parts.
Yeah, or if you have a
So-
body or if you have a neck and a bunch of
Uh-huh.
old parts, you need to make a new body. That would be a
yeah. Then
yeah.
then it's pretty cool, and some of the processes for that stuff is really fascinating, and it's actually kind of fun to do.
yeah.
But
Accelerated wear.
accelerated wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, James
Yeah.
Severin says, have your guitar delivered from UPS and it will be Relic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a story
Yeah.
there.
And I saw somebody mention rat rods, and that those guys take some new parts and make them look old and add them to guitars, and that kind of brings up this idea that I've had about basically taking a new guitar and stripping a bunch of the finish off it, and then clear coating it, and making it look
Like the rat
shiny,
rod
like
guides.
like
do.
a rat rod,
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
let a guitar, they take all the patina, they sand it to
Guitar or
some bare
car?
metal car.
Okay.
And then clear coat it. So
You were doing what Jim does, which is mix up gun and guitar. You were
Sorry.
mixing up car and guitar.
yeah. So
Oh, and Chris has
So this is this is something that we did the other day. This is that bass 6 that we're working on, and we sanded it flat, and we did the repair, and then we did sealer, but I didn't take all the finish off. And when this thing was shiny, it was actually kind of cool looking. You know, not in an old used up guitar way.
someone says it again. There's so much going
Well,
on
go
here.
up and down. You can put
Yeah,
your finger
yeah.
on. Put your finger.
Okay, all right. James says that looks cool, and Pyro Man says I made it. Thanks for joining us, Pyro Man. Thanks everyone else who's joined us too. It's always cool to share an hour with you guys on Sunday and talk about just whatever is going on, or you know whatever silly guitar nerd topic we've come up with for that
Yeah.
week. I hope you guys like them because it's getting harder and harder to come up with fun topics to do fun talks about.
Yeah.
so.
So you can
Yeah.
give some suggestions for topics of things you'd like to
That's
talk
right.
about.
Yeah, that's right. Mrs.
Yeah,
Toast is
yeah.
absolutely right. If you guys have any ideas for upcoming topics, please let us know. So
Yeah.
anyway, back to I'm about to sneeze. Ugh. 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 Okay, I think I'm all right now. Oh man, do we have any more beer?
Yeah.
Ooh. So anyway, back to relics. I'm gonna look for a few questions here. GoobTuber, you guys are fun. I think he's talking about you, Chris, because no one says
I
that
don't
about
think
me.
so.
Is it really relic or just crappy finishing? Oh, now that's an excellent.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd
That's
talk
an
about that.
excellent point. Excellent question. Is it really relic or is it just a shitty paint job?
And an excuse to not finish the job correctly.
Yeah, and we see that quite often. The whole notion of how many times have you heard, Chris, There's something happened on the finish on this. I guess I'm just gonna relic it.
Yeah, I
That's-
guess this will be a relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I've even said that before long ago. And you see a lot of home paint jobs that look really crappy.
Yeah.
And yeah. And really, to do a relic right, you have to finish it completely.
Yep.
And do it really, really nice, and then distress it and artificially age it. You can't half-ass the finish and then. Yeah.
Well,
go
I
to
suppose
the-
you
to
could
the
you
relic
could you could
part.
whole ass the finish and buff through in a spot, and then you could
Yeah.
go, oh no, I buffed through. I guess I'm gonna relic it.
Well, yeah.
Will you vamp for a
but-
second? I need to blow my nose.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, you can't half finish a guitar. You can't, and then relic it and have it look like a real guitar. And I don't know. It's if you like relics, great. For a while I thought they were pretty neat when I first got into guitars, and I actually built a couple of relics. And they were fun, and I thought at the time they were pretty convincing. They probably wouldn't be now, but I worked so hard at making stuff really nice and trying to keep things looking nice in my life, cars and stuff like that, that beating stuff up just isn't what I want to do. Now, I do like old guitars, and I like old finishes and the way they look.
Yeah.
I think that's really neat, but that's because they're old.
And Fender has certainly figured out the whole how to finish a guitar. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a few things that slip through the cracks, like that bass 6, but like a USA Fender, those guys they've got their technique down, obviously. But finishing a guitar is the hardest thing to do. Far and away, the hardest bit. Anyone out there who is wanting to build a guitar, actually, we have classes here at Texas Tech. But anyone who wants to build a guitar, I hear it. What's the hardest part? Building the neck? No, finishing the guitar is the hardest bit to get right.
If you want it to look like, professional instrument,
Yeah, if you want it to look like
something that would be
Yeah.
hanging on the wall,
something
at
that you
Guitar
would
Center.
buy, that someone who didn't make it would buy, then that's,
Yeah.
So, and that's a very, I think the whole notion of I can't finish it properly, so I'm just going to relic it. I get it,
Yeah.
but you know what? If Chris and I can finish guitars, you guys can do it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like we're building brains in our spare time here. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of practice, but if you keep at it, you'll get good at it, just like anything else. So if you've got some guitars that you burn through, I would rather see a finish with a burn through in it, and that's it, rather than, I burned through there, so I'm just gonna fuck up the whole rest of the guitar.
So
That's
throw
not
keys
cool.
at it for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, that's not cool. So
Yeah. And ultimately the guitars that I built that I relicked, they were fun to build, they were fun to look at, but you still knew it's not an old guitar. It's
Yeah.
a new guitar. I don't know, and I wasn't trying to fool anybody with them. It's just it's not the same as playing an old guitar.
who all even does relic stuff? I mean, I know Fender does.
Fender
Does
does,
Gibson do?
does.
Well,
yeah.
Gibson, apparently there's been some chatter about they had some imperfect guitars shipped out that they had to recall
Oh.
and then beat them up and some more instead of fixing them.
Did they break the headstocks off and glue them back on?
6
They-
times. And then they sold them for more than twice the original price.
All Gibson all Gibson guitars that are relic should have a busted headstock repair. Why not?
Yeah.
The late Ed Roman used to say that all Gibson guitars before they're finished should have the headstocks broken off and re-glued on because it would
Strengthen the neck.
yeah. Now I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion about Ed Roman. I only met the guy once, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a comment from Faculty Links. Isn't that scary?
That
Cherry?
is Scary Cherry
And
Gary.
he says, I got to go back and find it. No, I can't find it. Oh, you relicked my guitar by giving the white color sort of a look like it's been in a smoky environment. It looks like mint 50-year-old guitar.
Well, that
that's
was just
not
the color,
relic.
though. Yeah, that
It's
wasn't.
a beautifully fucking completed paint job on
Yeah,
your
so
particular
That was
color
that's,
choice.
That's a closet classic. I gave that the closet classic paint job.
Yeah. Did you? That means it's new, but it looked.
But it's been sitting under the bed unused.
I want to
for
say that the
decades.
color that we used on Gary's guitar was actually called like aged white. Or
Well,
Yeah,
that
it
or
was, yeah.
antique white
Yeah.
used to be a
Yeah.
popular cabinet color for
Mhm.
Yeah.
teaching.
And
But
then
it
I did,
wasn't
I did
relevant,
a fair amount of amber on his neck, which makes it look. And I don't know if original Fender necks were super white, or yeah, I mean they had a little bit of tint to them. I don't know. We've done both. We've done white. We've done amber. Yeah, but we've never beat up one of our guitars on purpose.
Yeah. Doug
On
Deeper
purpose.
wants to know, will a student have a chance to finish the guitar
And
in
Doug
class?
Deeper, by the way, is an awesome porn name.
In the week-long class, finishing will only be touched on, and it will be oil finish only, because we'll be shaping necks and making bodies, and we only have 5 days.
No time to wait for paint to dry.
So yeah, there's not a
Yeah,
lot of
and
time
there's-
for
There's
Yeah.
lots of steps. In the
There's
paint.
lots and lots of
There could
good
be a
stuff.
finishing class.
We will
that's
have a
5 days
finishing
later.
class soon, but as of right now, we're not offering a finishing class. I don't think.
And when we talk about finishes, the hardest part, that's to get that super
Yeah.
glossy, super shiny, super flat, you know, guitar store look. But there's lots of finishes you can do
You know, speaking
that
of
are
classes,
easier,
though,
that are pretty cool.
oh yeah,
You
absolutely,
know?
yeah.
that you can get. And for some people, a shiny paint job isn't a big deal. For other people, it's the whole deal.
So this is the guitar. Our first week-long class is in November, and it's guitar building. It's not guitar finishing. So we're going to teach you how to build a guitar in 5 days. That's unheard of, with the amount of stuff that we're going to show you guys how to do. Anyway,
It's
um,
unheard of.
that's right. But we were talking to Mike Learn today. We attended a thing that Mike was hosting, and did you guys know that Nate Winger died a couple of weeks ago? And we were attending Nate Winger's life celebration party, and if the name Winger sounds familiar, it's because you have heard of his brother Kip Winger from the band
Winger?
Winger. Yeah, I don't know if he's related to Deborah or not, but I don't think so.
No.
But anyway, so we saw Mike Learn today, and we were talking to Mike, and airbrushing came up, and so we're gonna offer some of that stuff. It should be a lot of fun. So guys, stay tuned. There's a lot of classes coming up, and we hope to keep offering them. As a matter of fact, lots of new stuff, lots of the old stuff, just lots and lots of stuff. Anyway,
So-
but enough about classes. Go
Well,
ahead.
just a little more about classes. Dank
Oh.
Abbott says, I'm down for coming down for classes only if you're close to a dispensary, which I challenge you to swing a dead cat around here.
This whole town
Anywhere,
is a
this,
dispensary.
the
Yeah.
whole metro
Yeah.
area there's more dispensaries than Starbucks and McDonald's combined.
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
there's one, like 3 or 4 blocks away.
And
Yeah.
Joshua wants to know what the cost is. All of those, if you go to the website, that's texastoastguitars.com, there is a classes section, and you can click on a bunch of different stuff there.
Click on each class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Relic
Relics,
guitars.
yeah,
One of the things
yeah.
that I hate to see is a Relic that's supposed to look like it's old, but would have never happened in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the sunburst over glitter, or
Yeah.
Fiesta red over
Over Paisley.
yeah.
Like the
None of that shit would have
yeah.
happened.
The guitar that I used for the clip today is a Chinese-made Strat with a Paisley finish that was covered by like seafoam green, and then big chunks of the seafoam green were stripped off, and that never would have
And it
happened.
was paisley
It
underneath.
was Paisley underneath, and that could have happened. You know, like if somebody bought the guitar as Paisley and then later painted it. And then, but I don't want a guitar that looks like it was refinished once already poorly.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to look like it came from the factory and then got aged over time.
I got an email from a guy today who has a Jackson, or a Charvel, that he wants refinished, and he said that it was repainted with the full tiger stripe job. He sent me pictures of it, and now it's dated
Yeah.
because that was super cool in the late 80s, but man, it looks really good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, we would do that for you, but gosh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Albeit very 1980s, you know, front and back, and,
Yeah.
and the back of the neck, and it looks, now it could be craptastic, but it
Yeah.
did not look craptastic. And then he asked how much to just replicate the whole guitar. So I need to get an
Yeah.
email to that guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I want to say it's Rich. But anyway, Rich, if you're watching, I haven't forgotten about you. I've just been at work because I get people send me, "Hey, it's Friday," and I'm like, "Okay, that just means it's the day before I have to go to work tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that." It's a lot harder to take a day off when you have to pay for this shop and all these things. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, yeah.
And keeping me dripping in jewels.
That's right. Keeping Mrs. Toast dripping in cubic zirconia. So, anyway, so back to the whole Paisley. What were some other ones that you've seen at like the Fender Custom Shop Roadshow?
That one, and then the Metal Flake Red underneath the Fiesta Red.
Why would you have never seen that? I already know what you're going to say, but maybe not everybody
Maybe
knows.
Because all the Metal Flake paint jobs were farmed out to somebody else, usually a hot rod shop or something
Okay.
like that, to do it. And
Because these are all like, they're all like reissue, like the 57 reissue.
yeah,
And so
yeah, and it just never would have taken place at the factory. Those were all custom orders, and they would come back in and get assembled and get sent out. They wouldn't get repainted again.
Yeah.
You know, oh, well, this metal flake didn't turn out right. We better repaint it, and we'll just paint it red. If it didn't turn out right, they would have sent it back to the hot rod shop and had them do
said,
it
"Hey,
again.
you dicks." Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was not unheard of, if I'm correct, that to have a sunburst that got painted over with blue or white or something because
Yeah.
they needed
They
something.
needed, and sunburst is a good undercoat, or maybe,
Okay.
you know, sometimes something weird turns up when you start shooting colors on wood, and they just don't look right.
Oh, sure, like a weird coloration in the lumber.
yeah, like oh wow, you can really tell this is a 18-piece body now. Or whatever it is, yeah.
We have a new video series coming out. And we're going to see if lightning can strike twice. We were just filming it today, and I'm going to probably edit it later this week, maybe tomorrow. And it's another how to build a super cool, awesome guitar out of scrap wood. Only this time, we're not building a telly. It's going to be radical. And you'll probably poop your pants. You might not do that, but
I
it's
hope
going
you
to be
don't
so
run
cool.
out of toilet paper.
That's right. What are some comments? Are we got any super chatting going on?
No.
I don't know if we actually make any money off super chat.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't really know what it is either.
I feel old.
You are
I'm
old.
like one of these old ladies I used to make fun of like 25 years ago. Come on, lady.
You're
get
not
with the
that
times.
kind of old lady, but yeah, you could stand to put on a good 125 pounds to be that lady.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah. What else we got here? With Floyd, Olympic white over. No, Julian. There's someone who wants to know something about a Floyd Rose, but yeah. Inexpensive, good quality guitar parts for the hobbyist builder. You know what, Funky Pat? Have I got a deal for you? I want you to go to Bitterroot Guitars and check out their website is a little tricky to navigate. Now, if John and Cheryl are watching, they're going to go, it's not tricky to navigate, but it is a little bit. But they have lots of great stuff. We use them for a lot of different things. And if you type in TXTOAST at checkout in the coupon code, you'll get 15% off the already low price. And let's see. The other cool thing is if you're looking for low-cost guitar woods, we're still working with Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, who, by the way, is supplying all the stuff for class wood. Did you know that?
I did know that.
I actually ordered a bunch of Swamp Ash body blanks from Dan for the classes.
It should be
Swamp
pretty
ass.
nice.
We were going to use Poplar, and I'm like, what if... So Dan came through with some... We're going to see what they look like. They're going to be delivered on Tuesday. We'll
bet
show
they're
you guys
nice.
on Sunday. The stuff we've been getting from Dan lately is like super crazy lightweight. And would you grab that young man's Telecat or 24 fret Tele and neck combo,
Okay,
Chris?
so in the meantime, Terry's GG&G says,
Oh, here's a super chat right here.
yeah, I know. He says if you have 1,000 subs, you're eligible for super chats, but I don't see any yet. But I still don't know what it is. But then Bruce came. He's like, here's one for you, $2. I don't know what's happening. I'm like Telly, man. I have no idea what's going on.
So what would you say this body? We actually weighed this body, right?
I didn't think we did weigh it.
Maybe we did.
weighed. No, we weighed that
No.
Explorer.
Oh, the Explorer that is also ash. So this is for my friend Javier's 14-year-old son, and he is a guitar picker and grinner. And this is going. He wanted a Telecaster, but he wanted it to be a 24 fret neck. So what we did was we actually scooched the lower half back about 5/8 of an inch and averaged it out right here in the jack area. He wants 2 humbucking pickups because he's into metal and he likes Megadeth. So we're putting EMGs in it. Now remember, this is for a metal guy, so that's cool.
I like any 14-year-old that's into metal.
Yeah, he's a rock and roll kid.
I
So
like any 14-year-old that plays guitar.
yeah, absolutely.
Well-
So this is a 24 fret, super cool. He wanted an angled headstock, so we already had a neck that was ready to go. This neck is crazy thin. It's like 720 at the first fret. It's stupid thin. So Chris is going to
We modified our technique.
We had to modify
so
our
much.
technique.
Pull
Yeah,
the, pull the neck out.
we had to route a channel. You can't see it because it's underneath the fretboard. We had to route a 1/16 of an inch channel in the fretboard to make this to fit the truss rod for this bad dude. What do you got there?
3.2 pounds.
3.2, but that's
really light.
this is the ash that we're getting from Dan now. Now, if you come to the class and get the 4-piece ash that we're going to be using, I don't know if it's going to be that light, but the stuff we've been getting from Dan is crazy lightweight, which is awesome if you're into
pretty nice.
SAWC like I am. Terry, I hope no one has swamp ass either. Let's see. Smoke chamber, dive bars, and any show filled with cigarettes and pot. You know, I have not played a show in Colorado with a smoking room in it for years.
Yeah.
The last one that I played was at PT's, which was a topless, a face dance bar, and they had a smoking
Face dance.
section, and they had an upstairs area that they had bands. And did the Aquasonics
Yeah,
ever
we
play
played
there?
there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys get face dances?
No.
Did Maui?
No.
What?
No. It was horrible. That's what it was.
I don't remember it being very fun either. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who goes to a strip bar to see a band?
no one.
Yeah.
They're all that. Yeah. So they have bands that no one goes to see.
Yeah, so what they would do is you go to the strip bar, and then if you want to smoke, you'd go upstairs, and you'd smoke your cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, as fast as you can. It was only slightly better than standing outside, and then you'd go back and watch the strippers.
And they didn't just have ladies; they had dudes too.
Yeah, on certain nights, yeah.
Well, when
At
we
PTs?
played, when we
Yeah.
played, it was like a Friday or Saturday. We
Mhm.
played there a couple times, and the ladies were just sort of like, "I'm naked, give me money." But the guys had to work way harder for it. They're all like muscly and oily, and they looked like the Village People, and they'd come out and do dances and stuff. And yeah, anyway, so yeah, they had to work harder for it. But let's see what else we got here. I have a dollar sign
That's me. I was.
in the.
replying.
Oh, I'm like,
So
that's-
Terry's GG&G is like, oh, there's a little dollar sign. If you click on that, then you could like put money in it. And I'm like, well, the only option I have to
Ah.
chat publicly is Texas Toast Guitars has a dollar sign, so I might be paying and losing 40% of
Yeah,
what's
that's
getting
right.
paid.
We
so I
pay.
still don't get it because I'm old, dude.
So PTs, before it was PTs, was called the Family Dog.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
And
Was it a strip bar, the Family
no,
Dog? I was
no,
gonna say
it
that's
was,
a
it was
horrible
just a
name
bar.
for
It was a
strip
venue.
joint.
And Led Zeppelin, I think their first show as Led Zeppelin
Really?
was at the Family Dog.
Was at the
yeah.
Family Dog, not
and they,
strip
they
joint?
started advertising that show as the Yardbirds, and they finished up with Led Zeppelin.
Huh.
That's what I hear.
I know. Did you
And
say
then
that
Barry
ZZ
Fay
Top
pulled a
played
gun
there?
on them. Yeah.
Then Barry Fay
yeah.
pulled a gun.
Yeah, I think ZZ Top played there and a bunch
That's
of bands.
cool.
Yeah. And
Right
then they turned
on.
it into a crappy strip bar.
I want to say someone got stabbed there recently too. It's not in a great location.
Yeah, there was
Where?
there was a big
PTs.
fight in the parking lot or across the street or
Yeah,
something.
that's too
Oh,
bad.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
stabbings
there's-
there. There's
yeah.
something always happening.
You
It's got
know,
that little
hey.
viaduct right down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's sketchy shits going on under the bridges in
Yeah.
the dark.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
What else you want to talk about on Relic Guitars, Chris? Someone was saying that I know I said what about Relic, and then I'm about to jump back to that lightweight ash. But someone said that will be actually lighter than the PRS hollow body, and it
I
may
think he
be.
was talking about the kid's guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be really light. I don't know. I'd like to think that the Relic thing will kind of peter out at some point, especially because it was cool, when high-end guitars, some of them were Relic, and some of the Fender Custom Shop, and they looked like the real deal. It's way less cool now that you can buy
Everybody's
a
doing
$200 guitar with
Yeah.
an incredibly bad Relic job on it.
Yeah, even a
So-
great Relic job. It's
Well,
there's
yeah.
no it's not exclusive anymore, and so now
Yeah.
it's like when you could get there was some movie where people in Middle America who all of a sudden start to dress like rappers. So the guy in Minnesota
Kind
who
of
dresses
like
like
Malibu's Most Wanted or something.
yes, there was something like that where the kid's mom goes to Kmart and buys him the jeans that already have the underwear sewn in, so it looks like they're. And I can't remember what dumb movie it was, but yeah,
It's kind of like, when by the time I got a pair of parachute pants, you knew that
Please tell
party
me-
was over.
Please tell me you didn't have parachute pants.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I had the Michael Jackson jacket too, because my mom worked at a department store. And by the time that department store got that stuff,
That's
it was
already late, yeah.
done.
So
And
did
then
you
she'd
want
wait-
the jacket and wear it?
No,
or
but
she just
she
brought
would,
it home thinking,
she would bring it
oh,
home
Chris,
That's
because
funny.
This is
she
cool.
she got a discount, and then it would go, and they had this thing where it would just keep getting cheaper and cheaper
Yeah.
and cheaper and cheaper,
When nobody
and then she'd
wanted
pay
it.
like $2 for
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
So I had this pleather Michael Jackson jacket, and it was in black, not red, but that didn't matter because it was. And
Do
I
you
had
still
parachute
have this
pants.
jacket?
And, no.
Oh God, I wish you did because I
don't.
would totally wear it
But
today.
yeah. As soon as
the 99% get a hold of something, it stops being cool.
the
And that's-
knockoff is never cool.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where we are on relics, right? That's
Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah.
I think one thing that we've talked about before is seemingly everything that the custom shop does is some level of relic.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you go through their sheet and you fill it out, and at the end it
What
says,
level of
how
relic
much
do you
relic
want?
do you want? Yeah,
None?
classic, new, yeah.
I don't think none is an option. There's
Yeah.
like there's an option for hardly any.
Yeah, they call it NOS, but that means that
The
it's
paint's faded.
Yeah, it's got something. It's got at least some yellowing or something to it. So it's almost like, well, can you guys even build a guitar that looks new?
You have to just get that from regular Fender.
Maybe
that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you get with all the other stuff.
So my friend Ariel brought in her blue Strat, and that's like awesome and brand new. It's a 2018, and it's
Yeah.
got a lot of pretty hot roddy features. But I bet you you can't get a custom shop Fender Relic job with a wheel adjust truss rod. Probably not.
Probably not a stock one, but you could order that guitar
Maybe,
if you wanted
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
But
The paint job reminds me of the Ace Frehley signature guitar, that blue and silver
Ooh.
burst.
yeah, they call that surf burst.
Surf
That's a
Bears.
surf burst.
Mhm.
Of course you know that,
I know a lot of things, not just surf things.
but you know all the surf things.
I do know all the surf things.
You know how many surf things I know? Take the lyrics out of Dead Kennedys and it's a surf band. That's
There you
pretty
go.
much-
Everybody's learning how. Come on in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess my last word on Relic guitars is old guitars are cool.
Yeah.
The Relic guitars that they made for guys like Keith Richards before they were doing it for everybody, those are cool.
Mhm.
Everything as soon as somebody in Nebraska gets it, not cool.
He needs a punch in the vagina.
Yeah.
Omaha
Yeah.
don't hold no sway over
No.
any place else.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to talk shit about anybody in Nebraska.
No.
Remember last time I said something about they sell that stuff in Kansas to people, and everybody who was from Kansas got mad at me. Not talking shit about Nebraska.
It's just an any town USA.
That's right.
thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Any town USA. I don't. Yeah, that's not cool anymore. So.
Nebraska's new slogan is Nebraska, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
And, and that seems kind of like they're trying to get people to not go there, but that's
Gosh.
the slogan
No,
that they
they're
have on
making
the
it
ad.
exclusive. So now
Maybe
you-
they're trying to. Yeah,
Yeah.
the exclusive
Huh.
groove is Nebraska.
There's no single place to rent in all of Tuscany.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not for everybody.
Yeah, so
yeah,
next
you're
time
not
just
kidding. It's
pick
not
on
for
Canada.
everybody.
Someone was asking about your Weenie Roller shirt.
Yes.
You know, I think we have available in all the unpopular sizes now. It never fails. I always get the wrong size shirts. I think all the XLs are gone. I might have
Really?
one more. Yeah, but
Oh, man.
there's lots of 2X because the last time it was like, I need 2X. I sold a bunch of 2X, so I got a bunch of 2X.
Yeah.
Now nobody wants 2X.
Somebody
I
wanted
don't-
5X.
Yeah, 3 or 5.
You got one 4X.
I will sell this
Like,
shirt for $37.
All right.
All right, these shirts, they're not for everyone.
They're not for everyone. The
No.
Weenie Roller shirts. What else we got? I'm not into the Relic thing, but I took it on trade. Road worn 60s player Strat. It was a great guitar. Let's be real here. I'm not saying that a Relic finished guitar is not awesome to play. Is it as neat as an old one? No. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
What's coming up this week, Chris? What do we have to do? We have
Lots
to go
and lots and lots of stuff.
bodies.
That one body has got to get in dude's hands next week. That Lake Placid blue.
Oh shit! I think you kind of gave away the store on that one. You
Oh,
kind of
it's
let
gotta
the cat
happen.
out of the bag on
It's
that
gotta
'cause
happen.
no one's seen the video yet.
Well, it still has to
I
happen.
do have a bunch of video editing to do. What days are you gonna take off this week? Because I know what days I'm gonna take off this week.
None.
None of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to figure that out.
When do you want to go buy Beetle Kill Pine?
Let's call them tomorrow and set something up, and then
Okay.
go and Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever we
They're closed for inventory on Thursday.
Ugh.
So we might have to just go buy everything. We'll figure something.
We'll figure it out.
So.
James Severin wants to know if he could smoke a hooter in class. I don't
What's
know
a
what
hooter?
that means.
Hooter.
Smoke a hooter?
Well,
I love that band.
Hootie.
if you're gonna smoke dope at class,
Then you can't use any tools.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you're pretty much gonna be relegated to hand
glue
tools after
and
that.
sandpaper?
But that's fine. Yeah, I don't care.
Someone wants to know if there's going to be bunk beds.
No,
There is no accommodations.
there's no on-site accommodations. You'll need, but there's lots of skeevy hotels around here and some pretty good ones too. So yeah. What else is going on? It's just a funny face that you made.
Well, Dirty Knobs, he just deleted it, but I saw it.
Why did you delete it?
I don't know, because it's hilarious.
Bunk
he said,
beds?
I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe it sounds gay. I don't know what sounds gay, but I'm basically butthead. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Message retracted.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. It sounds like we're winding down a little bit here, and I've as always I've had so much fun talking with you guys. Someone's gonna smoke the wings and breast chain. Huh?
I don't know, man.
Where are we gonna take everyone for lunch? There's Messino's Pizza is open.
Casa Bonita.
Well, that's kind of a dinner thing. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun though at classes, guys. So like I said, classes are filling up fast. We've got T-shirts, but we probably don't have your size. Let me know which one you want if you are looking for T-shirts. Everyone who's a Patreon member that hasn't gotten their shirt yet, I'm sending shirts out now. So be patient, please. You got anything else, Chris?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Look, the messages are still coming in. Mrs. Toast, are you still reading any of these, or is this just sort of a...
I know everything.
Well, we know you know everything, but are you still reading them?
Yeah, I know everything.
Okay, cool. So, guys, this coming week, we've got videos on building another cool guitar out of scrap wood, and it's really scrap wood this time. It's like the dregs of some lumber that I had here at the shop. And
Stuff I wouldn't even use.
Chris,
I didn't even put it in my pile.
Yeah. Chris has a
Even
pile of
John.
like really good stuff. He's like, this is mine,
I
mine over here is mine.
I really don't. I say I do, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Take all the best stuff for me.
Yep.
Although maybe with this beetle kill, if there's something really good,
You've been
Fine.
kind of wanting to do a beetle kill
I
project.
kind of have been wanting
What
to.
would
yeah.
you do with a beetle kill if you had one?
Probably make a jazz master.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Doug Deeper, I love that name, man. It's awesome. Doug Deeper says Chris's surf playing smokes.
Yeah.
Triple exclamation point.
Woo.
That sounds like a good thing.
Thanks. Yeah.
You guys are looking for a new drummer now, right?
Yeah.
Not a bassist? Isn't every band constantly in search of a bassist?
Yeah. Well, that's what'll happen is we'll get a drummer
After the
and then
drummer
the bass
gets
player
in?
will quit. and then we'll have to find a. Yeah. I find myself wanting to play out less and less.
The older I get, the less I want to
So,
play out. The
yeah,
more I just want to go to
yeah.
practice and drink beer and have fun.
Yeah, it's fun to.
don't
It's
have to
fun to
move
play
any
music
crap,
and hang out with
yeah.
your friends.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and you actually get to do all of that way more at practice than you do at a venue or
Yeah.
a gig.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
John Meehan's asking about Relic T-shirts.
Oh yeah, we could like get the pit stains in them and
We use
And
those
little
for
tears
polishing
and-
guitars.
polishing
Yeah.
guitars.
Polishing relics. Relic guitars.
See, what you could
Yeah.
do is take like the dark gray shirt and put little holes in it and fray them out and stuff, and then sew it on the outside of a white T-shirt, and then it would really pop out. Like this is.
I like the idea of a Relic T-shirt that doesn't have any holes in it, but just has a bunch of stains.
Yeah.
I can take it to work and get some
Rough.
blood stains.
Ugh,
on it.
yucko.
Mustard and stuff on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and wind this one down. Guys, thank you for joining us for our weekly podcast. We do this every Sunday at 5. And as always, it is so much fun to be here with Chris and Mrs. Toast and all of you watching at home. How about that? That sort of sounds like I'm like Romper Room.
Hi, Laura and Kate and Benny and Steve.
It's kind of that because we get to see everybody who's here, and it's always cool to see everybody. So join us next week for who knows what the topic will be. Maybe you guys can help us out with a topic.
Maybe we should decide on a topic more than
One,
6 hours before we do it.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
I texted him this morning. What do you want the topic to be today?
Yeah, I don't
know. Relics? All right.
Sure.
There's some good suggestions for the Relic T-shirt: bleach stains, paint splatters,
Oh,
bullet holes.
Easy
Yeah.
to do. Very, very easy to do.
Yeah.
All right,
And
guys.
T-shirts are so rewarding to make, and they don't take any time at all.
No, you could shoot this like a whole bunch of shirts all at once.
No,
You
you're
run 'em,
making
you
shirts that
drive
look
over 'em
like
with
that,
your car.
but they aren't. So you gotta.
No, I mean you could
somebody-
actually like shoot with a pistol, a
Yeah.
bunch of shirts at once.
Why don't I just sell all my old T-shirts that I bring in for rags?
Then we wouldn't have any rags.
Those are real. Well, then we could use the new T-shirts that we buy as the rags.
And then
Sometimes
sell
that
those.
happens too. Yeah.
So Doc is confused why I could get blood stains at work and wants to know what I do.
Mrs. Toast is a vampire.
I stab people and suck their blood.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So this is Matt at Texas Toast, reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. We'll see you guys next week, and thanks for joining us. If you're so smart, build it yourself. Well, you got getting ready to push the thing. I'm running out of material
Sure.
here.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go. It's time to do it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week, everybody. Now I have to sit still.
Now you do have to sit still.